When she did that, yeah, I woke up feeling a little sad and a little embarrassed. But at the end of the day, like 10 minutes later, I decided, like, do you know what? That shit is embarrassing. That shit is pathetic. All you can really do is move that ass. That's all you got. You don't even want people to see it from the front. They need to see it from the back. That's your best feature. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to whatever this is. On today's edition, what are you willing to do? Before we even get into the main topic, can I just discuss the day that I've had? The night, rather. Literally woke up this morning with only regret and embarrassment from the night before. We'll get to that. And just like soaking in the hungover like consequences from all the things you do when you're drunk and you don't care. It's humbling to say the least. But what's most humbling about it is how many times it happens, how many days I wake up and have said, oh, I'm just never going to do that again. But something changed yesterday. Something died, rather, someone. And if you watched my last video, you would know that this topic is not something foreign. This is something that I have had a lot of experience with because I go through deaths all the time. No, it's not the physical deaths. I'm very much still alive, to my knowledge. It is, it's not even metaphorical because it is real. It is the death I go through every single time it is time for a change. And I fear a big one is coming, a big one. But let me tell you about last night before we get into the rest of that. Tell me why me and this man went out. Yeah, that's my business. It's my business. And we pre-gamed a little bit at a bar, like it was cute or whatever. And then we went to this next place. It was more of like a hip hop R&B type beat, not even R&B, just hip hop. And it's like honestly, there was a time I remember like in college where I went on like a debate a like excursion like with the debate team, and the professor that was driving and like the captain of the debate team were both like non-black men. And because I was sitting in the front, like they felt the need to strike up conversation that they thought I would be interested in and included in. Tell me why they talked the entire time about rap, assuming that I would know anything, and I was pretending to. I was going along with it. But I say all that to say, like, I don't know the songs. I mean, I know some of the songs, but it's like it's not a huge passion for me. Is that a fucking crime? Anyways, look, go to that space, okay? Nobody's dancing. Nobody's really dancing. There's people shaking ass. Nobody's dancing. That's an essay in itself. I might have to write that one. So I'm going in there. First of all, the fit. Okay. I left the house feeling good because I thought we were going to like go bowling like late night. Like it was a different type of vibe. I was very much in my bohemian, like my shirt, my skirt was thrifted, like it was a little long because it's winter time. I wore a nice little top. Like it was looking cute, a nice leather top. Like it was cute, but it wasn't club attire because we know what club attire is. It's literally just how little can I wear. And so we go there. We're having a time, we're already drunk. And that was the thing, like yesterday really taught me that I hate it's when you get sloppy. And I was so sloppy because I drank too much. I had Long Island's. I started out the night with Long Island's because we started like late. So I was like, okay, let's catch up. Like let's get it started. I wanted to go out that night. I'm not gonna lie. And last night was February 14th. Yep, Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Anyways, so I'm going out like with the man. Like it's a couple, it's a thing. And first spot, we just chilling, doing our thing. Tell me why these girls that are next to me, right? They eyeing me from the side, but I wasn't really paying attention. I was just doing my own thing. One of them grabs me. I was like, oh, grabs my hand. Is like, oh, okay, go ahead, show them how you do it. Like, show us how you do it. Whatever, whatever. Like, getting me to dance on them. Mind you, one, I'm drunk off my mind. Two, I don't know what level of tism I got. I don't know if I got it at all, but the one thing I remember is realizing how many social cues I have missed over the years. Like, it was one day in specific where I was like, "Wait." And ever since, it's kind of an understanding that I have with myself where sometimes I can be oblivious. But at other times, I pretend to be oblivious. Other times, I clock exactly what is being done. I decide that I don't care. So with this person, like this girl, she pulls me in front of her to dance, right? And I'm this, I did my little, because at the end of the day, I'm not a super hard dancer. I'm not gonna say like I'm not I like to dance. I actually do. But I was not doing the types of dances that they wanted me to do. Okay. Yes, I could gyrate, I can wind the waist, but I wasn't just bending over and moving fat on my backside. So so it's not even the problem, right? I'm doing it, right? There's a girl in front of me who starts dancing on me too, and it starts to be a four-way. But I could clock just girl in the back was not having it. Tell me why she moves me out the way. She's like, oh no, no, no. And then she's like, oh, this is how you do it. And then she starts going. And honestly, at this point, I didn't really care too much. Again, because a lot of this stuff I wasn't even fully like I was processing it slightly, but I wasn't processing the disrespect until this morning. So, but it's a long story. Let's just continue with the journey. So yeah, she's like, "Oh, okay," and then she starts throwing it back. And look, she can do it. She could clearly do it. That's fine. But here's my thing about club culture nowadays, why it's so bad. Literally, barely anybody was dancing. They was blasting music the whole night. Barely anybody was dancing. And then maybe for a moment or two, someone gets their little 5 seconds by throwing it back on someone who don't deserve it, who they won't remember in the morning, and getting a few people to record it and go, hey, 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 and then we're done. So the reason, and I'm gonna come back to the rest of the night because we're not done. The reason that I woke up with some sort of anxiety, I think that's what they call it, is because I felt embarrassed. It wasn't even just that moment. There's other things, like I said, but that shit embarrassed me. I was like, oh, it's just another thing that made me feel like I don't belong here. Even though I'm black as fuck, even though I'm, like I got all the cards, like I did I passed the test, right? But for some reason, every time I go up into these certain spaces, I feel like I got an F. I'm like, what's test for y'all taking? I feel like I took a completely different test. If you know, you know, like it's so difficult sometimes just to exist as someone who is different. I really don't know how else to explain it, but the shit that happened to me last night has happened to me my entire life. It's not even just like people trying to embarrass you or humble you for whatever reasons, because we'll get to that, trust, because I got something to say. It is just the fact that people have always had strong ass reactions to my energy. Strong ass reactions. It's either they love me or they hate me. I'm like, damn, what I do? What I do? Except exist. Exist in a way that made you feel uncomfortable with yourself. Again, I was dressed in completely different attire. I had my face beat down, like I still look good. Trust, I know I looked good. I know I looked good. You still had an issue. Like, it's like for me, to think in your mind, oh, this girl looks like she don't know how to dance, she don't know what she's doing, let me pull her and dance with her just so I can embarrass her. It's like, it's not even embarrassing that I didn't do the correct, like I don't think anybody really cared, and people were still like, hey, hey, like it was chill. It was only her. She made it a competition. And that's what the whole club felt like. I felt like I was in suddenly a competition reality show where everybody's competing. Who's the baddest? Who's the baddies? Baddies USA, literally every single fucking weekend. And it's bullshit. It's bullshit because what are we competing for? Can we be honest about that? So that was the first part of the night, right? The next place we went to, there was literally, when I tell you these girls were mean mugging me the entire fucking time. Just me doing my thing with my man, dancing a little bit. They were mean mugging me. I'm like, okay. And a lot of y'all, maybe, whatever, people think, oh, you're being delusional. Oh, you're, da, 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 you're overthinking it. I never, never in my life have I overthought anything, period. Okay. It's not overthinking. It's critically analyzing. All right. In rapid succession. I trust what my subconscious is telling me. We have direct channels. Okay. So when you pick up on that kind of energy, just like everywhere, and I'm the type of girl, I'm telling everybody, oh, you look good, da, 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 da. And a lot of nights, it's usually like the same kind of energy given back. It was just one of those nights that was off. And I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to continue. I just want to give you the story so you understand. With these girls, everywhere I went, I felt like so going back to the first person, that thing that she did, it felt like an intentional act to make someone else feel small. And I don't respect women who do that. Obviously it didn't work because in order for you to make someone feel a type of way, they have to actually feel it. You can't force someone to feel a type of way. You can have intentions for how you want them to feel, but you cannot force that shit upon them. When she did that, yeah, I woke up feeling a little sad and a little embarrassed. But at the end of the day, like 10 minutes later, I decided, like, do you know what? That shit is embarrassing. That shit is pathetic. All you can really do is move that ass. That's all you got. You don't even want people to see it from the front. They need to see it from the back. That's your best feature. And you want to lord it over other women. But guess what? I get to go home. I get to have my mind, my body, my thoughts, my every single thing of me that it goes outside of just an ass and exist with that. That thing on the back of that fat that you're dragging along behind you is all you got, all you'll ever get. And that sounds so mean. That sounds so cruel, right? Why do people do this? Why do people do this kind of shit? Like, and it goes to say, like, I just like in all those environments, because the youth isn't dancing because of this kind of shit. Because everything is a competition. Think about back in the 80s. Everybody was too hype on cocaine to really be caring how someone else was moving. You were just letting your body move. But everything is so rehearsed. Everything is a performance. Thank you. Everything is a performance. Do you know, after she did that to me, I literally told her, oh wow, you did so good. Maybe I need some lessons or something. Like, just joking, to show her like I low-key caught what you were trying to do, but I don't care. It wasn't even that. I just wanted to make her like, because clearly what she needed was some attention. Clearly what she needed was some affection. So I tried to give it to her in a polite way. Because again, I wasn't that heated about it in the moment. It's only when I woke up and then I was like, actually, but in the moment, I was still being nice. I was still, I'm a happy drunk. I'm not an angry drunk. Like some of y'all get angry and sad, and I really do feel like drunkenness, spirits, alcohol, that's what they call it. It literally just channels whatever emotion is the strongest within you. Some people, it changes from time to time. That's why sometimes you can have a drunk day and you're super sad. Sometimes you could just be lit. Other times, like some people, literally every time they drink, because that's the emotion that guides their main life. You remember what's it called, Inside Out, the person that's on the council. You have the main person on the council all the time. For some people it's sadness, some people it's anger, some people it's disgust, whatever, anxiety, girl, man in the station at all times. But point is, what am I saying? I was not like in an aggressive mood at all. I was chilling. So I gave her that compliment. I could tell in her face by the way she responded to it that she felt a little guilty, a little bad, maybe the slightest bit, but she was still trying to do things during the night, like whispering. Again, I wasn't paying too much attention, and there is a chance that I'm being delusional, but I'm not. But I'm not. And my point in saying all this is to say, like, these people are competing against me, and I'm in a whole different race. Y'all have no clue. And this is when I realized genuinely, like, I am no longer in my space. And this is when I talk about the death that occurred last night. I have been feeling like, and there have been so many signs. Can we just not remember about Friday the 13th? This phone that I'm recording on right now is not my phone. My phone like glitched massively. I don't even have a working phone right now. I'm using this like spare, like borrowing someone else's phone. It's not even mine. So all there's just been like a lot of shit that's happening, and someone said it really perfectly. It's like the devil is like a little toddler, a little badass toddler. When it gets quiet, that's when you need to be worrying, okay? But when they making all that noise, baby, something is coming, something is changing. And I just felt that in my soul, like, because I've had these kinds of things happen before. I've come to recognize the signs, and that all goes quintessentially in what I'm talking about today. What are you willing to do? There were so many little moments that I'm probably forgetting that night, but all of it revolved around me feeling minuscule, me feeling, and not even a good way. Shout out to the minuscule girlies. Me feeling like who I was not enough. Me questioning myself and my worth because how I fit in certain spaces. But that's one thing I had to realize, like, girl, you're going to be in a lot of spaces where the people who are around you don't quite understand your energy. Like, if you're waiting to get the approval from external sources that you are that bitch and that you need to just be doing it how you do it and only you could do it, then you're going to keep on performing for other people, because that's all I saw in that nasty ass, danky ass, ghetto ass club. Performance. We're all just performing now. Nobody does things just to do it. Everybody does things because they want a clap on the back. And that's what it says in the Bible. Like, the people who do these things just to be seen as a certain type of person, a certain type of character, you already got your reward. Your reward is all the onlookers that you got clapping for you. Yeah, good job. I don't care about your claps. I've seen what makes you cheer. I've seen. I don't care. I mean, of course I care. Of course I do. And that was why I was dealing with everybody wants to be like the baddest. But sometimes you just gotta be you and know that you are the baddest because you are the you. You like, it's only you. And if you're only competing about against yourself, you are the baddest every single time. You feel me? I had to remind myself that embarrassment is an emotion you choose to claim upon yourself. You choose to claim it right now. After this, I'm finna roll. Even though I was just complaining about drinking, I'm finna roll because guess what? Jesus doesn't work in one day. And when you go and you really give your life to Christ, and bear with me. When you go and truly give your life to Christ, it's not saying that you have to become this perfect Christian. I feel like a lot of y'all don't know what Christianity actually is, because Jesus came in and he said, fuck all that. Love and let love. Like, okay, that's my name for real. So, so love and let love. Like, again, it was the thing because, like, I was really questioning myself this morning with everything. I was just feeling it's that anxiety is the perfect way, because what drunkenness does is it takes away all your inhibitions and it's full just stream of consciousness. You just do whatever those intrusive thoughts, whatever. I mean, for some people more, for some people less, but it just gives you less control over the performance, over the mask. And there are so many people walking around with that mask. Like I said, that girl, she got to go home with herself at the end of the night. So, however much fun, because I remember what I was like in my time where going out was the only thing that brought me joy, right? I mean, I was never the type of girl to make someone else feel small so I can feel big. But the reason why I ended up like getting past the embarrassment, because again, it's like, isn't that embarrassing? You are the type of person that needs that kind of what's it called? Validation, that you're willing to put down another woman for it. That's fucking pathetic. I can't even lie. And I low key feel bad for you if that's the life that you have to live. I don't care. I don't care. This is my story. This is my truth. you know I'm really tired of the performances. Everybody is so scared to dance because that is like just quintessentially just letting yourself be free. Before the day and era where everybody had a TikTok dance and a Matt Stefani choreography going on, like, people were just literally just moving their body to the beat. That's what dancing is, right? And we're doing it together in a club circle together. Like, that's supposed to be one of the best, most loving spaces, but you add alcohol and money to the mix and sex and drugs, all these things, like, It turns into the modern day fucking hellscape of capitalism in a nutshell. Everybody's becoming like these low like I can't even lie, these low vibrational versions of themselves. I'm not saying you can't go out, absolutely, and I'm still gonna, I'll complain all this. I'm gonna go out, not next week, not next month. It's gonna take a while because I'm no longer in that era of my life where I have to chase that high. Because that's what I was doing when I was the type of person that went out every single week. I was chasing something, yep. And even if it wasn't chasing something, I was running away from myself. Trust and believe that. When you are moving to the next step and leaving everything behind, everything must go. I'm telling you, like, I think I've said this analogy before, but I'm going to say it again. All you have a new apartment, you know, you're moving into that new apartment. You're in this space where you have the new space, but you also have the old space, and you have all this old stuff that you got to get rid of, right? You got these maggot infested lice, look, dirty ass couches and mattresses and kitchen utensils old as fuck, you know what I mean? Like, you just got all this grimy old stuff, but in the new space it's empty. There is nothing there. All you need to bring is yourself. The thing is, if I go into this empty space with nothing from the old, I will be in an empty space until the new couch, until the new furniture, until the new mattress, until the new kitchen utensils, get there. I'm going to be in an empty space. But if I decide, oh, maybe it's easier to bring in some of the old stuff just so I can have it just for a while, you bring in a couch, you bring in some of the pots and pans, blah, blah, blah. You are investing, I'm sorry, you are infesting the new space with old things. And that is how I feel about what I experienced last night. That's what it was showing me, because everywhere I went, it was just reminding me of a very insecure version of myself, because we are all reflections of each other at the end of the day. I don't take anything that happens as just oh, what was me? It's like, well, what is this trying to show me? What is this woman, even through, disrespect, trying to show me? And what she was showing me is that level of insecurity that I still have. The level of insecurity where I still feel the need to measure myself up against other women, other people, to see if I pass whatever bar they're holding, and whoever is holding us to. I was not focused on just myself that night. Not even just from the jump. Like, to be honest, I had a lot of things going on mentally, emotionally. I was not in the state where I was fully focused on myself. I was confident enough, and this is where the changes come in. I was confident enough to wear something that I liked, that I knew was not your standard stereotypical fucking wear. Because I think it really started for me in middle school, where I would always wear these like outlandish, crazy outfits, and people would, roast me. It wasn't as so much bullying, but it's like just a low key, just like, roast. Y'all, if you know, like, it's just in good fun most of the times. Like, some of the people who were doing these things were my friends, but still, words hurt. It's not like I was going home crying over it, but over time, what happened slowly but surely is that I just lost my sense of style completely. I started getting compliments in high school about it too. It was like, oh, girl, you're matching. Finally, now you know how to match, da, 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 because I went to the same high school and middle school, like, with the same people. So they saw that, like, evolution. And at the time, I liked that validation. I took it. And before you know it, I had no clue how to even dress myself, because I wasn't dressing for myself. I was dressing for other people. Again, the performance. This is really when it comes down to what are you willing to do, because the life I am living right now, the life of just like it's like I don't even want to say it because I have so much resistance, but I'm talking to myself. Even though I'm talking to you, I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to whatever it is within you that is drawn to this moment, even right now, watching, okay? We're meant for bigger things. Way big. Like, my dreams, when I tell y'all, I don't tell anybody. I don't. Because what people do is they project their own failures, their own lack onto you. The only reason I'm going to be successful, The only reason I'm going to be successful is because, get ready, I never stop. Once I decide I want something, it's mine. Why? Because I won't stop. I only stop if I decide I don't want it anymore. And that is the test that we be talking about when we talk about the universe. Like that is the test, okay? When you decide you want something, the universe is like, how bad? Tell me how bad. Like show me. So stuff starts shifting again. The devil starts making noise because they know what's on the other side of what you're asking for, your blessings, right? But they want to make sure you don't get to it. And the only way they can make sure you don't get to it is if they get you off your course. They can't do anything in your life. Like they're not powerful enough, okay? Only you can. You have the power. You are the most powerful person in your life. And we chop it off to other people like, "No, it's you, girl." Boys. And deciding, that's the real test. It's like people will go on their journey whether they started. Like if you even started, you're ahead of the curve. Trust. Most people will live their whole life and never have the courage to go after their dream. That's just on period. So if you even start to go after it, you're already ahead of the curve. But when you start the journey, you're going to meet obstacles. That is the nature of life. But each obstacle is something that you can use. It's changing you, it's molding you into the person that you need to be in order to have the things that you're asking for. That's what you don't see in the process, the ways that you're changing to become the person that you need. And I'm starting to really see it. I'm really starting to see it. I'm still in the middle. Like I feel like I'm in the bottleneck, right? I've heard that analogy before. Again, if you know, you know, but I'm literally right at the cusp. I can just feel it. I can just feel it. And by the time you watch it, you like it could all already be done. Like I could already be in this new reality that I've been manifesting for myself. But my point is, there have been so many changes, fundamental shit that I had to face when in the year of 2025, going into the end of this year. And I'm talking about the Chinese year, okay? We were in the year of the snake. Oh my gosh, like that Kundalini transformation was, oh my Lord. They people really be wanting to start that shit, but you don't know what it entails. And that's why some people go through psychosis and all these other things, like these spiritual, because they have reached a deeper, a higher level of understanding, but they didn't expand their mind, their vessel enough to take in all the information that they've unlocked. And now it's just flooding. It has nowhere to go, and it starts coming out in just bad ways. Not bad, but just like unproductive for you and for everybody else. Okay. But that's where grounding comes in. That's where alchemizing comes in. That's where taking in the information and deciding what to do with it comes in. Okay? So the information that I took in last night, I still got some deep insecurities. Deep. And what it comes down to is I'm still performing. I'm still performing for an audience and I'm waiting to give me my applause. But you know what? My whole life, nobody's wanted to applaud my shit. Nope. It doesn't matter how much I've done and how hard I've tried. And sometimes I don't try at all, but I still do a great job. And nobody wants to give me my fucking flowers. Do you know what? Like, that has been an ongoing theme in my life, being overlooked and underestimated. But I don't mind it. I really don't, because that's when you come out and nobody's expecting it. Nobody thought, oh, it's her. And it's like, I don't need you to see what I see in myself. But you know what the crazy thing is? They do see it. They just don't want you to see it. Even just the way that I agitate people's spirits for no reason. They don't even know, I'm sure, why me just being me is so grating. But here it is. It's because I'm me. Even though I still battle with myself in some level of performance, one of my biggest blessings and my biggest curses is that I cannot be anything but myself. And if I try to, it looks like it looks like you could tell. I remember at work, like I really tried to be a smiley, and I'm not. It's like I'm a happy person, but I'm not nice. Like there's a difference between nice and kind. Again, one is a performance, the other is someone's nature. And I hated the small talk. I hated to pretend like I was interested in people who I did not care about. I just hate meaningless conversation. It's really just a pet peeve of mine. And that's all that happens in the workplace. You know, everything I did in that place felt meaningless. And I can't live a meaningless life. I'm not a meaningless person. I'm very deep. Very. And again, some people don't deserve to have access to that. I know how I seem. I know how I come off. I'm not an idiot. A lot of people will assume that, just because they see someone that's a little oblivious and a little, I don't know, just not as on guard, they assume you must be stupid. No. No, I'm just protected. Because when I see shit like this happening, it just makes me so much more sure of what I meant to do. And again, it goes back to this. What are you willing to do? What are you willing to do? Because this shit is just I mean, I can't even tell you how small in comparison to the shit I have been through to get to where I am today. So, yeah, and that's the truth. And that's the truth of the matter. And knowing that, it's like I didn't come this far to come this far. Again, most people don't even get in the car when it comes to this journey they're taking. They make 10,000 excuses to decide, oh no, the journey is too far. Like, I don't have enough gas. Oh, I didn't bring any snacks. Let me just not. Some people get to driving, but then the way is just so like, ain't no map. That's what they don't tell you about life. That's what they don't tell you about your path. There is no map to this bitch. I told someone before, it feels like I'm running full speed in the darkness. Like you feel like you could smash into something at any point and it would be catastrophic damage because you're running full speed in the darkness. And some of you might ask, why are you doing that? Well, I got to go find the light. And so I feel like what disturbed my spirit yesterday was just I guess loneliness. Feeling alone because having friendships is important. Having girls is important. I don't have like my girls right now. That's something I'm really working on, like finding my people. But the reason I don't have it is because I'm very picky. I've been in that stage of having a lot of friends and having a lot of people in a very like built social life, right? I was actually the type of person who constantly needed to surround herself with people because I did not like being alone. Especially if I was going through something, I'd rather be around other people. But when it gets to that point where I couldn't, I would just isolate and deal with the feelings that I was dealing with by myself and then come back out when I felt better. And nobody noticed, nobody cared. Everybody was too busy. Everybody's too selfish nowadays. And I was out here caring for everybody and everything, but it was just an excuse to not care for myself. The first time I truly realized that I was doing that was when I went on a study abroad trip to London, and it was the worst 4 months of my entire life, 5 months. Like I've never been lower. I can't even recall a time. Like, yeah. And when I think about that and I think about me today, miles. And that's something I don't give myself enough credit for how much I've changed. Because it's you don't see the changes as profoundly. It's like the same thing as like when people drop a large amount of weight. It's like you still see that fat bitch in the camera sometimes. Most times for some people it depends on the level of healing you've gone through. And I think when I look at myself, sometimes I do see that version, the version of me that I'm the most ashamed of. And I think that's what was coming up to the forefront yesterday. That is what's been the message to me lately, showing me the parts of myself that I'm ashamed of. Not so I can shun them into a corner, but so I can see them. That's something the universe wants sometimes. It's like it just wants you to see it. You to acknowledge something is there. And then it's like, okay, cool. On with the blessings. What am I seeing? What cannot come with me?
Climb.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing.
With every new beginning, there must have been an ending. Can't be a new beginning if there's no ending. Like, come on. How does something begin if nothing ends? So, knowing that, having that to be the truth of the matter, I've had to accept that I can't keep going to these places and hoping, begging for people to choose me. I have to choose myself. And the way I do that is by creating. I told y'all I'm gonna be on here more active because I feel like I understand what I'm doing now. You know, who I'm actually talking to and how to just be myself on camera. Because I don't want to be one of these people who come over here and sell you something. Like, no, I'm not selling you shit. I'm just giving you back your own soul. How many of us have lost touch? And that's something that really pains me, even when I think about the girl from yesterday, because I met a bunch of people. I met a bunch of people. Everybody's so deep in judgment, so deep in concern for everybody else's life. But what about you? What about yours? But we don't want to look at it. We'd rather look at social media and judge someone else about it than look in the fucking mirror. I like looking at the mirror. And that's the thing. Like, the one thing I can sleep at night with is if I look in the mirror and it's still me. I don't want to change myself physically, emotionally, like, or otherwise, spiritually, to the point where I look at myself and I can't see me, you know? So fuck it. If that means some days I'm gonna go somewhere and people want to try and embarrass me for being myself, well, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm not here to impress you, bitch. I'm here to impress me. I'm here for me. That's what we came down here for, anyways. I didn't come down here for you. I came down here for me, bitch. I'm gonna do me, bitch. I can do that because I'm that bitch. Yes. Oh, I needed this conversation, y'all. I needed this conversation. I think I'm gonna do this more often. Just stream of consciousness. Because I used to do it just on like voice recordings to myself, and I'm just like, it's like an audio diary. That's what I used to have a long running. Like, it has to be since 2018. So yeah, instead of doing that, I'm gonna just do this. I'm gonna just do this. Why not? So, do I have anything else to say? I don't think so. In the end, what are you willing to do? It just comes down to, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want not only to have all the things you dreamed of, but to be the person who has all the things that you dreamed of? Is that person the same person that is sitting here watching this today? Yes. In some ways, yes, of course. It wouldn't be possible if that wasn't the case. You know what I mean? Like, if you can see it for yourself, that means there is a version of you that already has it. You will already have it. You just have to believe that you can. That's what it is. You just have to believe. Sounds so simple, isn't it? But just try. You can't lie to yourself. You can lie to everybody else. You can't lie to yourself. I think that's why people become so miserable once they get old. You know, like, running away from the truth becomes less and less available. Like, you can't eat as much food because, you don't want to die. You can't drink as much because, you don't want to die. You can't, you can't, just spend your life kind of just scrolling, you know? I mean, you can. You can distract yourself till death. And some people, I know people personally who are doing a great job at that. Brilliant. A plus. Just distracting themselves until they kick that bucket. Looking to this thing, looking at the next thing, but never really looking at anything. There are so many examples of what I don't want to become, but very few examples of what I do. I think Dochi is a great inspiration to me because I see that she did it, you know? I see that she started out and then she became something far more than anybody could have told her. Do you know? And she's still young. She's still got plenty of room to grow. And as long as we have breath in our bodies, it is not over for you. You can decide today that I want to go after my dreams and do that. You have a right to, and that's one thing I had to understand. Like, my destiny is not something I have to earn. It's here. It's here for me as soon as I decide I want it, you know? It's not even that you decide you want it. It's yours. It's yours. It's literally yours. Like, you wouldn't be here without it. There are just some things that are destined to happen in this life, you know? I don't know if I don't know the whys, I don't know the hows, I don't really care. Um, but I do know there's things that are implanted within us from young that we just have to keep on, or else you lose it. You don't lose your destiny necessarily, you lose yourself. How are you going to walk your path if you're not even you? Like, let that shit sink in. So I had to become her. I had to become her, and I'm realizing more and more that I am, because I'm not me. It's the me that was able to go into those spaces every single week and feel like it was normal, because honestly, I wouldn't have enjoyed myself unless I was drunk out of my mind. So I just did that. And last night, it's like I hated being drunk out of my, like, I was pretty drunk. I made how many, like, two Long Islands, and then the guy like came and gave us more because the bartender was just feeling it at the first spot. And look, we had a good time with him. But and that's also why I can't become a bartender, because I don't want to drink that much. Because he was taking shots with us, and I was like, "Yeah, you work here." but, like, but my point is, like, what is my point? Going to that place showed me how uncomfortable I am in spaces that used to be very comfortable for me. And it's not just that space; it's church too. That's a whole different story. That's a whole different conversation. It's family. It's being at my family home. Why did I put quotations? It is their home. Like, but all these spaces, even like staying in my old room, this like most recent time a couple months ago when I was like at home for Thanksgiving break and whatnot, I literally had to change around the entire, like, what's it called? Structure, like the whole placement of all the furniture and stuff. I moved it around for the first time since we moved in to that like house. I moved everything around to a whole completely different setup, and I felt so much better. Obviously not better enough to stay, but better enough to survive for as long as I needed to get up out of there. And I'm not going back. Never. Everything that is ahead of me is ahead of me, and everything that is behind me is behind me. And I think yesterday just showed me the things that I really need to leave behind. The things, the people, the places, and the aspects of my own, like, personality. Because it's not me. I almost wanted to say soul, the aspects of my soul. But it wasn't anything that I needed for this next round, for this next place. Embarrassment does not serve me. Giving a fuck what people think does not serve me. And in fact, it might come in and block the blessings that I'm receiving, right? I have nothing to be ashamed of. I'm literally being me. Don't give up on your dreams. That's the only thing that keeps me going. Even when shit gets rough, it's that I'm going after everything that I've always wanted. Even just the chase of it, even just right now saying it excites me to my core. And I've been doing it for years now, like, maybe not too long, I guess, technically, but I've been on the road to my dreams my whole life. I didn't know it, but I know it now. What are you willing to do? This is really what Jesus was talking about when he said you got to be willing to leave behind your family, your friends, your home, like everything you knew. You got to leave it all behind and follow me. This is what he was talking about. A lot of people would just rather have their comforts, but when I tell you I cannot live if I don't achieve everything I've dreamed of. That's really that's really how it is. Like, I yeah. Yeah. Like, what is the point? Like, I'm not someone that likes meaningless things. So that means I make meaning in a lot of places. Whether it actually does mean anything or not, that's up for debate. But when I put it there, when I can have it there, it's valuable. It's valuable because it pushes me to do the things that I need to do. Of course, I think it has spiritual value and all the rest, but that's a conversation for another day. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm done, bro. This next phase, like, my girl, she's dead and she needed to die, like, that time was just behind me. Like, the things that I did, the things that I was willing to do for what I thought I was for what I thought I was going to gain, right? When you know better, you do better. I know a lot better now. I know a whole lot better. Trust me, I'm gonna do better. But it's a journey, you know? Come on, it's not even a marathon, it's not a race. Like, it's just you're going on a walk. You just going on a walk. You can run if you want to. Like, but you could also just slow down and take in. Yeah. Last anecdote. I watched Click the other day, and it really made me realize how many moments of my life that I just wanted to fast forward. The moments that I was actively fast forwarding through smoking and through distracting, through just not being present, doing things for the purpose of not being present, at least not fully present. And it was because there was discomfort with feeling the thing, experiencing the thing, whatever it was that I was dealing with, I didn't want to deal with it. Whether it was an emotion, a person, like an experience, whatever it was, I didn't want to deal with it. So I would fast forward through it by doing things that kept distracting. Like, think about TikTok. You could stay on that shit for 2 hours. Your day just fast forwarded. You just fast forwarded that because what are you in that time? You're a zombie. You're not your true self. Like, you're not being yourself. You're not doing the things that you do. You are stuck. And boom, 3 hours, 4 hours go by. Collectively, 8 hours a day. How many of us have that screen time? And that's what I said. Like, this phone that just broke, like, I'm not getting another fucking iPhone. I'm getting a flip phone, y'all. I'm getting my new flip phone coming in. I'm gonna show it to y'all as soon as I get it. It's gonna be good. But yeah, I'm just saying, it's like there's a lot of ways where we fast forward through things that are just meant to be experienced, and experiencing it is part of the fun, you know? It won't be everything you think it's going to be if you just fast forward to it. Because that's the same thing that happened in that movie. Fuck Adam Sandler. Like, I heard he likes pizza parties. But I used to like some of his movies. And the message does remain the same. In this world of literal demons, be you. Think about how much we were socialized through experimentation with the ways that the world is currently being run. And give yourself some grace because you deserve it. Come collect yourself and get started tomorrow. Get started today. Fuck it. Every day is a new beginning, but it's only new because something else ended. Yesterday is already gone. Why look back there? You're going to turn into a pillar of salt. I'm just talking at this point, but I feel better. Yeah, I had to release that shit. My God. I had to release it. You got to alchemize it and release the rest. Whatever it is, like, there's no point. Who cares? I'm probably never going to see her again. And she won't. And she going to have to live with herself. I'm going to have to live with me. That's all it comes down to. So, as long as you're okay with living with yourself, like, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Only you got to do that. Only you got to make friends with that noise in your head. Trust. You can do it if you want to.